Jordan Moorhead with the Moorhead team here, and today I'm going to show you how to sell a duplex and make the most money while doing it. So we're here at one of our listings. It's an amazing duplex that we have. We're getting a ton of action on it, and we're getting some great offers. So I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. So follow me inside here real quick. So of course you see outside, it looks really good. We've got nice landscaping. When you pull up, the property looks great. And of course with any property, that's what you need to do. But it's still important with a duplex. So we still want to do a lot of the same things that we're going to do with a normal home when we're selling it here. But we're going to apply that to a duplex to make you the most money. So of course, first impressions are number one. When somebody pulls up, we want them to have a great view of the home. They want to pull up, no trash in the lawn, not a bunch of cars everywhere. It's got nice landscaping, all the normal stuff that you would want to see when you're buying a home. We're going to apply that to a duplex. Even if it's an investment property, you're going to get more money by doing that. So another big thing with the duplex, of course, people say, oh, it's a rental property. I don't want to do a lot of work to it. Spend a little money. Simple stuff like this, flooring and paint, maybe some new light fixtures, goes such a long way when you're selling a rental property. And again, this is all stuff that applies to every property. Maybe this is $10,000 or $12,000, but you're going to make $30,000 or $40,000 more. Because when people are buying duplexes that need a lot of work, they're going to want a deep discount to do that work. So if they're going to spend 10 grand on it, they're probably going to want $20,000 or $30,000 off. So spend that 10 grand and make that extra 20 grand margin for yourself. So again, we're going to go through, we're going to make it nice like we would make any house nice. We're going to make a nice backsplash. Maybe you paint the cabinets, you don't have to completely redo everything. And obviously consult with our team when you're doing any sort of renovations for sale, but just make it look really nice. We have nice light here. We've got nice countertops, stainless steel appliances, nothing crazy, but these are cheap renovations that can really pay off. So of course, make sure everything looks great. Make sure if you were shopping for a home to live in, this is what you would want to see. So when we're selling a duplex, we want to sell it to somebody like we're selling a home to live in. Remember, your number one buyer for duplex properties, especially in Austin, is somebody that's going to live in it, that wants to reduce their living expenses. So they're going to say, hey, I'm going to buy this duplex, I'm going to live in half, I'm going to rent out the other half, maybe I'm going to rent out a room in my half, but it's much more attractive to live in if it's nice like this. So you want to do this, and this is why I'm showing you this duplex, because you really want to make it nice and make it attractive to people to want to live in. Just think of that. That's if you take anything from this video, you're selling this to a home buyer that's going to live in it. So of course, maybe we're doing carpet in the bedrooms. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Make sure they've got great light. It's got a big closet. Make sure you show it. Paint the closet too. A lot of people will see they'll paint the rest of the rooms and just leave the closet kind of trashed. Make sure the light bulbs all work. So you'll come into a lot of duplexes, you'll see smoke alarms beeping and flashing. 2 out of the 3 lights in the fan will work. Spend the money and you're going to make so much more money. So just make sure you're doing that stuff. When you're remodeling a bathroom, again, you don't have to go nuts, but make sure you make them nice. Make sure you're closing the toilet seats when you're showing this property. I can't tell you how many duplexes we see where there's just stuff everywhere. Maybe they've left it vacant, but they left that unit trashed. It looks disgusting, the toilet seats are up, the lights don't work, you're hearing a beep, beep from the smoke detector every couple minutes. It's just not attractive. Again, you're selling to a home buyer, and remember that. So make sure everything works, make sure everything looks great, make sure you've got nice, bright, inviting light. If you've got those ultra white or ultra bright lights, put some soft white lights in. Just make a little couple tweaks. Make sure that there's not a bunch of damage on the walls. Again, you don't have to go all out, but make it nice because you're selling to a homeowner. So now we'll talk about just a few things that you want to do specifically relating to duplex properties when you're going to sell them. Okay, so number one, you're selling to a homeowner, so make sure one unit is vacant or can be vacant in the near future. It's best if it's vacant. So if you've got a lease that's coming up, non-renew the lease. I know you're gonna lose rent for a few months. As a landlord, that hurts, but you're gonna make way more money when you sell that property. So leave a unit vacant if at all possible. Number one, leave a unit vacant. Number two, make sure you're not renewing leases for really long terms. I see a lot of rental properties, especially duplexes for sale, where it's like, oh, I'm selling it in October. In September, I just signed a 2-year lease with the tenant. And you talk to the listing agent, oh, they just really love their tenants. They wanted to make sure they had a great lease. You just cost yourself tens of thousands of dollars by doing that. Because when you do that, you don't give anybody any options. It's great for the tenant, terrible for the buyer, because they don't have the option of what to do with the place. Again, if at all possible, sell the whole thing vacant. I know that's counterintuitive to what a landlord would think, but sell the whole thing vacant. If not possible, make sure one is vacant. If that's not possible, make sure that their leases are either coming up soon or they're month to month. If you're saying, hey Jordan, there's no way I can put both these people out, I have to have rental income coming in or else I'm not gonna be able to pay the mortgage. I get it, don't renew the leases. Just let them roll month to month. That way the buyer can figure out what they want to do. So another lease thing, it's almost all with specifically leases on duplex properties. But with leases, get those, if you're gonna keep them in there, figure out what the market rent is with your realtor and get them up to market rent. I can't tell you how often properties that I've bought have had rents that are half or 75% of market rent. Some buyers don't know that there's not a reason it's not a market rent. They might think, hey, $1,000 is all they can get when market rent is actually $1,800. Don't rely on them to figure it out, show them. Same thing as you're not gonna rely on them to figure out what the place looks like. You're gonna make it nice so they know that this is what it is, it's a nice property. Have the rents really high so they look at it and say, wow, look at this great rent I'm gonna get. This makes a lot of sense. So again, two big takeaways. If you're gonna think of two things when you're selling a duplex property in Austin, it is sell it to a homeowner and make that easy, and leave a unit vacant. Sell it to a homeowner and make sure the property looks great and leave a unit vacant so you can market it to that homeowner. And if you're gonna have leases, make sure they're month to month at the highest rate possible. Thanks for listening, guys. This is Jordan Moorhead with the Moorhead team, and we would love to help you sell your duplex property here in Austin, or find a duplex property to buy in Austin, as we work with a ton of duplex properties and get off-market properties all the time. Cool.